amongst men. Yo, my guy, what up, man?
Yeah, let me explain something to you, sir. You gotta listen. We gotta get off on the right foot, right?
Get off on the right foot.
You gotta get off on the right foot, right? My girl is in the other room, and she listening to an interview, right?
Right.
It's some dance hall craziness, right? But it's a fraudulent accusations. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Because the problem is I was there, right? I was there when certain sets came on, and you know, you was there in the back of the days when dance hall was dance hall. You know what I'm saying? Not this young boy corny shit now when the selector want to be the main guy. Like, seriously, son.
Yo, hold up, Ty. Hold up. This how you want to start it off? I don't even. I've been working on my introductions. I've been working on my introductions and all that, and now I say my brother coming on. I could try it out on him. Pause.
As long as you wrote it down, you can introduce me when you want. But I got to get this off my chest, right?
No, get off your chest. Get off your chest.
Real quick. So you know, a lot of guys come on shows and they talk crazy and they create these situations and all this other crazy. The crazy part is, you got me in a basketball uniform, but I wasn't always a basketball player. You understand? Shout out to my little big bro, Notorious Nicky V. I see you. But look, I wasn't always a basketball player. So when people start talking about dance hall on the thing, you know, we from Brooklyn, son.
What's the we from Flatbush, East Flatbush, not just Brooklyn. So we know.
I'ma get to that. We was in Tilden, we was in Starlight, we was in Biltmore, right?
Yeah.
All that. Son on the break, son doing it. Son, this guy, this selector talking about he was clashing with Addies and all type of foolish. So you wasn't clashing. You was the warm up set. You played the music in the beginning. You didn't warm up.
Who was it? What sound was it?
I deny it. Shout out to my man Conrad that's on the check-in, because when I went to Jamaica with Son, he didn't realize I was on the dance hall scene like that when I was paying for my flight at 16, 17 to go to Jamaica for the second class for the Addies versus Gyro, the Addies and all that. Like, he didn't understand that.
Hold up, bro. You gotta slow down. You gotta relax. Relax.
Intro. You do the intro, Brett.
No, I'm gonna skip the intro. I got my bro, my big bro, Ty, 90s representative, Frick Gang president, entrepreneur, retired baller, shit talker, professional shit talker.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna skip that real quick. You said you was paying for flights to go to big dance and yard when?
I was 15, 16 years old. My mom thought I was staying with my father for the weekend, and I fly out. I had my own pad. This wasn't it. Basketball wasn't even in the mix. So when these guys want to ask me questions about basketball, shout out to Big Bam, they want to ask me about basketball. Basketball came after. Basketball's after I was 15, 16, and I gained 6 inches. You know what I'm saying? So when you want to talk about selling weed and basketball and sound classes, we can talk. We can talk about all that. So you're saying that was an introduction right there. You certified pretty much by that to talk about whatever. I was ready to talk about b-ball. I was ready to talk about the streets, because you was definitely in the streets. You definitely know the streets. The streets definitely know Ty. We can talk about whatever you want. I can cover it. The account can cover whatever.
So listen, where'd you grow up at?
Listen, son, I'm from Barbados. Let's just make that clear. I'm from Barbados, right? I grew up on 94th and Clarkson. I love Flatbush. I'm from the old 90s. I love Flatbush, but I don't represent Flatbush.
We got to talk about this. So now, the 90s is East Flatbush, bro.
The 90s is East Flatbush. On paper, the 90s, some people even think the 90s.
No, technically on paper, 90s is 11212. So technically on postal code shit, it's Brownsville. But
you're right.
But culture-wise, family-wise, 50s, 90s, all that shit, 30s, 40s, it's Flatbush, bro.
Hey, I'm not taking taking away nothing you're saying, because you're talking about paper facts, right? You're talking about paper facts.
Got you.
The reality is, I'm from 94th and Clarkson. I used to go to Caton Park. I used to be on Caton and all them other the side blocks and all. I never said I was from Flatbush, son. Never. I'm 43. I never said I was from Flatbush. I respect it. But you know, when you from the 90s, you don't claim nothing but
90s. But 90s. That's it. 90s, yeah. Lick shots for that, because that's a fact. 90s always say you just represent. Now I wish I had a sound effects for that right there.
But let me clear it up. I'm from the old 90s, son. I ain't with this corny gang shit. That shit corny. I'm not from the gang life, fucked up fingers. I'm not from none of that, son. I'm from the 90s. I'm from when the soldiers were I'm from when Shine became Shine. I remember when Shine was a worker.
But hold up. Describe the old 90s.
Listen, the old 90s.
Because it was gangs them times too.
Yeah, it was our individual game. So if you from SOP, if you from M1, if you the Jamaican dudes or the Caribbean dudes, anybody from the Caribbean, you down with M1. You're wearing the snakeskin shoes with the silk shirts in middle school. You know what I'm saying? We idolized them. All the foolishness. I was there. I remember that. I don't know none of this shit. You wear red, you wear blue. Son is from the Bronx. Son is from North Carolina. So now we cut. I don't know none of all this finger corny shit. That shit hurt my finger. All that corny finger shit. Nah, son. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing about none of that, son.
Hold up. Back in the old 90s, did the mentors outweigh the knucklehead OGs, or did the knucklehead OGs outweigh the mentors?
Nah, the knucklehead OGs never really existed, son. That's a new age wave. That's a new age wave, son. You understand? Either you was getting it or you was playing a position, right? I lived on 94th and Clarkson. I live in the epicenter of chaos. You understand? Let me tell you a quick story. I did some community service up in the city one day, right? And I'm talking, and when I said where I was from, the main dude from the police department came out and looked at me, almost cried. He was like, "Yo, how you got out of that situation?" You understand? He know the animal. He know the young blood. He know the animals. He know those guys that made it where that when you have all these other guys from these outside communities who that's hood legends and thugs, they couldn't come to the 90s and be hood legends and thugs. They had to be situated. You understand?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's
right.
a good way to put it, because even not just because it was craziness going on, but I always remember coming up in the 90s, it was always people like Green and people that was going to keep you in check. It was G dudes, but it was order. Like you said, you got to be situated. You got to be moving a certain way. You can't just come through and just going to be some bullshit.
Right. So I mean, listen, I'm a civilian now, son, so I can reflect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hindsight is 20/20.
Right. So a lot of the funny tough guy nonsense and all these stories, like I'm reading the Don Divas and all that, and I'm like, son, I was going to the store for the big dogs, and I know how you played the position. You understand? I know you used to come to 219 Park, and you was a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was running up to you. You was a civilian. You understand? The 90s.
So you saying it was dudes in Don Diva talking that? Like they was out in the mix and all that?
I already know what it is. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I was there when shit went left. I was there. Listen, I'm young, fly, Ty. You understand?
Let's give it some context for the people. We jumped right into the streets. I wasn't even ready. I wasn't ready. I'm not even going. I wasn't ready because you wanted to get right into it. We're going to talk about the streets. We're going to get into the streets because when you was coming up in the streets, once you started playing ball, when did you start playing ball?
I started taking ball serious. Shout out to my man Diamond. I started hooping when I was 14, 15 years old. I don't got the basketball story, son. I don't got the basketball story.
I know.
I know your story. You know that. It was by
I love your story because you don't have the basketball story. And to me, this is why I love you, bro. Like, I'm always proud of you, always. Because, like, you don't got that basketball story, but you went further than a lot of dudes that had a basketball story.
Yeah, because they was caught up in trying to be, the great ones like Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Son, I was trying to make the most money I can make. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, Taj? At the
I
end of the
got you.
day, it was making that paper. If I know the kingpin, negativity, the kingpin was bringing home 150 racks a month, I had to make 200 racks a month as a civilian. You understand? That was my chase from an early age. So all these guys talking this craziness, you know what? That basketball check, that shit sent me that way. I ain't want no parts of that ever stuff.
That's it. Well, when you first started playing, was there a lot of community programs and different things like that around? What'd you start off playing with? Who'd you play with?
It was some community programs, son, but you know what it was? It was an activity. So when we was younger, you was there. When we was younger, it was either football, you playing Kings Bay, or you playing 219 Park, or you playing Wingate. But you play basketball, you play sports as
Kept
an
busy.
activity.
You
You know
kept
what I'm
busy.
saying? It was fun. But then you had, you know, the little neighborhood turf nonsense where you walk to Wingate, so you got to deal with clowns from Crown Heights. You go to Cleveland, you got to deal with the guys from 21st. You know, it's always something.
Yeah.
The sport pulls you in. You want to be part of the sport. So I was doing everything, little fun here and there, but I was chasing the young girls, and I wanted to be fly. That was what it was.
You said you was chasing the young girls. Describe a Flatbush girl to somebody from that would never know.
Hey, listen. Flatbush covers everything. All right, you can mess with a Flatbush chick. She could be straight Panamanian with the gold tooth right here and the weird gold pendant thing right here. And she talking crazy to you with a half Spanish, half Jamaican patois talk and sex. You think I remember? Come on, son. I remember all that, son. I remember all that, son.
I don't know, son. You've been around the world.
Listen, son. I don't. Yo, Panna. Listen, I don't forget nothing. You understand? Listen, I can live in Brooklyn. I can live in Milan. I can live in the Hamptons. I can be in South Beach with my girl. I can live in South Beach.
Come on. Let me ask you something real quick though. I know you naming places, but you named a few places just now that I know you live for a fact. All them places you live, you had a crib in the Hamptons?
I know. Don't put my business out on the street. I'm just telling you something. I can live in Monte Carlo. I can live in
Greece. Now he want to throw in a couple of extra ones. Now he throwing in extra ones.
Listen, cuz it don't matter where it's at. I remember everything from 1 year old to when I was 15, and they grabbed me up and told me, yo, you gotta play basketball. You understand, Tosh? So I'll never forget that shit. That's why everything was easy for me in regards to the stress level and having stress, you know. Nah, son. You know what I'm saying? So, that shit was all fun.
I mean, you say it's easy, but it's a struggle that a lot of people have trying to balance. Like Biggie said, either you slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. Like you said, that's everybody's story. You keep saying it's easy. You got to say how.
I ain't going to say it's easy. I take that back. It was easy for me. You know why? Because I didn't want to be incarcerated. Because if I'm incarcerated, I didn't make money. I didn't see any girls. All right, we're talking about the ignorant fly tie from 12 to 15, right? These are all the things that it makes no sense to go fuck around and go to jail. Look, who I'm trying to impress. You understand? And then all these other clowns out here getting this money. Nah. So my thing was that the process of elimination, meaning that what I had to do to go get it, nah. It wasn't none of I wasn't doing nothing on them back blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Tim said you 6'8".
I'm 6'7", son. Don't give me that extra inch. Pause.
So I mean, I see where you come from, had your mentality and had you playing chess because you was moving amongst wolves. So you kind of moved and made your moves like such. You went to Grady, right? Somebody said earlier you was a Grady legend, right? What was that about? Like, what made you go to Grady? All the Wingates and all the Westinghouse and a lot of people on your
side. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you how far I was from basketball. These guys saying I went to Grady, they don't even know why I ended up at Grady. Hey, none of my zone schools wanted me. They never accepted me. You know what I'm saying? Grady, the only school that accepted me. I didn't know nothing about no basketball team. Listen, I went to school with, my first year, I went to school with Mo Brown. I didn't know Mo Brown.
I was about to say.
Hold on. I didn't know Mo Brown till I went to college. Mo Brown wasn't smoking weed. Mo Brown wasn't playing dice. That's what I was doing, my Grady. I don't know these guys. They're not my friends. I wasn't no basketball fan like that. Mo Brown ain't playing 219 Park, so I didn't know him. Tiz is my man. So Tiz played
MC is your man.
MC is my man. They play basketball in 219 Park. I didn't know these guys for no basketball shit. Niggas is looking at me crazy like, yo, son. And plus, I wasn't really playing basketball like that. You know, I never tried out for JV.
But hold up, though. You said, so how you... So I'm saying, Todd, you breezing over a lot of shit that you make it sound easy, bro. Grady was a semi-powerhouse. You know what I'm saying? I went to Lincoln, so I was there. So there was a lot of clashes. We're going to get to that in a minute. But you had more than free. You had flight. You had a lot of people in a big man position at Grady them times. And you just walk on, you don't want to play, you shoot dice, and wind up Grady. What kind of accolades you had at Grady?
Listen. It wasn't. That's what I'm trying to tell you, son. You got to look at it from somebody's sport. I wasn't playing sports. Remember, I probably met you, Taj. I met you playing football. I met you playing football, not basketball.
That's why I be proud. I'd be like, yo, my son out here on the basketball court doing his thing.
So again, those guys went to Grady. I didn't care about no Grady basketball. Like, I wasn't getting no money playing with no Grady basketball playing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't care about none of that. I was gambling. Shoot, I was doing everything but playing basketball. So the evolution into actually playing basketball didn't start because Grady was a powerhouse. It's just that's how the ancestors set it up, so I could end up playing basketball like Grady. Remember, I never played JV. I never played freshman. I never played none of that. I played varsity basketball from day one. I started from day one because my high school coach, Derek McMahon, saw talent in me that I didn't even know exists, cuz I thought I had more money. I thought I had more talent making money.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought you went there. I thought you went there to play ball because you went there and did your thing. So let me ask you this. We ain't gonna skip over. Matter of fact, we ain't gonna skip over that. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. Actually, what you remember about your Lincoln Grady rivalry?
Listen, Lincoln. Let me explain, man. The Lincoln Grady rivalry was so crazy because all my boys went to Lincoln. Outside of Jason Rumble and a couple of Grady heads from the 90s, most 90s dudes went to Lincoln. So it was more game for me. I had to give my boys fuel to talk crazy in Lincoln. At the same time, the game was so crazy and intense. Again, it wasn't really nothing to me because I'm like, yo, I'm not at a block party where I'm standing next to 17 guys with burners. I'm at a back.
Yeah, hold up. Can y'all hear me? You can hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't even hear you. So you on mute or some shit? Yeah, you still on mute. Yeah, we here with Todd Grant. He getting his mic right. He 90s finest, Brooklyn's finest. He been out there, y'all. He gonna log back in. He good. Yeah, but Todd is a nut. I got questions in the bottom. Y'all can send the questions to the part itself. Y'all can send questions to the bottom. I'm gonna pick Todd back up. Frankie, what up? Bugs, what up? CB, what up? Pop, what up? Face, what up? I'm here, y'all. I'm here. I hope y'all can hear me. He gonna come back in. We're gonna get back more into the 90s, him playing professional ball overseas in Italy. I know he's a big Capleton fan, so I want to see what he feel about Italy and his majesty and the whole. He's a big historian buff. All right, boom. Todd in the bank. Boom, okay, boom. View. Part itself, y'all. Part itself. Okay. Here you go. Somebody said, gotta hear that Lincoln Grady. Yeah, that Lincoln Grady was crazy. I was there for all of them shits.
Yeah. My bad, son. My funny ass phone. The boys is on me.
I see. All right. So you talking about the Lincoln Grady rivalry before we move on to the next. What do you remember about it? You said there was no guns there, so for you it was nothing. Once again, you was just there shooting dice, giving your boys something to talk about, and that was what you remember. So I remember packed gyms. I remember
No.
90s in here, hood deep.
I'm giving you what led to it, right? I'm talking about my outside life made that shit. It wasn't really no stress or nothing. It was just something I did. Lincoln Grady to this day was one of the biggest rivalries in sports that I ever experienced, right? But the crazy part was the intimidation factor. That's why I was saying the corny Coney Island guys used to come and try to talk crazy, and I used to be like, yo, son, I'm like, what y'all talking about? Like, y'all are corny. Like, my cousin is at the game. Like, why I gotta worry about y'all? Like, guys from the 90s is at the game.
Yo, heavy. I remember, right. I ain't even gonna speak on that because I know, but see, I know, yo, peace to my man Five and shit. Five, what up? So now you go from not playing ball, not really playing ball, even though the Lincoln Grady rivalry was some of the best rivalries you said in your career. What was your look going into St. John's now? So you go into St. John's, were you taking it serious now? Was you chasing a bag at this time or?
Nah, what happened was all these schools recruited me. UNC, UC Cincinnati, Boston College, all these schools around the country. See, I don't that high school run was so short. I don't really remember it like the rest of these guys know they shit by their heart. But UNLV, USC. I was from Brooklyn, son. If I went to St. John's, I figured I'm gonna be 20 minutes from my crib. I'm gonna be 22 minutes from the 90s. I'm not leaving the city.
But you don't think that? Do you think was it a distraction or was you focused? Were you still able to zone in?
Nah, I was playing basketball close to my crib, son. It was never no really distractions like that. It was just hooping and going to school. And plus I had a point to prove when I went to college in regards to graduating early. And I just wanted to be close to the crib. Again, I like to see Tislam when I want to see him. You know what I'm saying? I like to go on 94th and Clarkson and get a haircut when I wanted to. You understand what I'm saying?
Go get a plate from 5-0. Yo, big up to 5-0, man. Y'all heard 5-0.
Yeah, shout out to my man 530. He's a clown. You listen, this is a crazy part. This is how competitive I was.
Oh, we gonna get to 5. I'm talking about 5-0 jerk chicken on Clarkson. You talk about 5.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to 5-0. You know what I'm saying? But
what happened with 530 now? That's my man right there from back.
But here's a crazy thing when we could just sidetrack into generation for sports and basketball players, right?
We can do that.
Here's a crazy thing. I went to Grady. I played at St. John's. 5 went to Lincoln, played at Providence. So we knew each other. Knew each other, right?
I'm out though. But then a step further, didn't y'all play in Italy together?
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay,
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah, your show.
This how crazy it was. I was so competitive. I was such a 90s Negro that 5 wasn't even my friend. You understand? 5 became my friend when we was in Italy and we partying because we just played on 2 EuroLeague teams. We playing in a big game. I'm busting their ass and telling him about it. And we partied and we became friends. 5 was my friend after basketball. That's how competitive I was and stubborn I was. Like, I'm like, son, you from Coney Island, I'm from the 90s. You went to Lincoln, I went to Grady. Like, son, what are you talking about?
That was definitely some facts right there. People that wouldn't know that rivalry wouldn't know that, but I was definitely 5 is my guy, man. I'm a rail splitter for life. So you know what I mean? Like 5 is that's my heart right there throughout all of the times after and all that. So that's crazy that you would say that. And y'all rivalry was ill. Did y'all play a lot in Providence, St. John's matchups?
Yeah, we played twice a year. We played all that other good shit. But you know, again, I played with 5 because 5 and myself played in the top league across the water. So I played with 5 against 5 in Italy. And we did what we had to do. We cashed out. You know what I'm saying? Cash the fuck out.
That's the key right there. What who were some of the were there any ball players when you were coming? Well, you say you ain't. I ain't gonna ask you that because you ain't even look up to no ball players. You was looking up to the.
Ask me, son. Ask me. You know who was my favorite player? Yo, listen. Shout out to my man Joe from Boston that's checking in on your shit. But listen, you know what's crazy? I was hooping back then, and I like weird players. Like I like Buck Williams and shit like that. I used to like them hardworking players that I kind of replicated and all that. You know what I'm saying? I was a basketball. Yeah, I was a basketball fan and all that, but I didn't really you know what I'm saying? It wasn't still that fresh to me. Even right now, like you can't pay me. Tizza tell you can't pay me to sit down and watch a basketball game on TV for 2 hours, cuz.
Yeah, I'm like that too, man. I don't got the attention span for sports, man. I'm so busy thinking about different things.